Happy Thanksgiving, people. We're here in the kitchen getting ready to get it popping. This morning, Thanksgiving, got a little bit of a late start, but it's okay. We're not gonna eat until like 7, 8 o'clock anyway. That's how we do it here. We're not on that 3 o'clock eating dinner thing. So, you know what I mean? Turkey is over here. Turkey is here getting ready to come out of his brine bath. Been in there since Tuesday night, chilling. So it should be a good juicy affair when that's done. And I'm gonna catch you on the flip. Happy Thanksgiving. So my first two takes were messed up because I had it on time lapse instead of regular video. So it's like, but I'm here. So we got the bird out and it's on the counter. Hold on, get this shot. It's on the counter on a rack, chilling out, as you can see. What I did was take all the aromatics that I had in the brine, drain them off, and I have them here on the side. It's gonna be a waste not, want not type situation where, we're gonna reuse those aromatics and, sorry for the extreme close-up. We're gonna reuse the aromatics from the brine, and we're gonna stuff the bird with them. So that's gonna give that fragrance inside and everything. So get ready to season the bird. I'll be right back. So in my seasoning is some salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, some Italian seasoning, onion powder, and that's about it. A little chili powder for a little bit more heat. But that's about it. You don't have to get crazy with seasoning. All you want to do is get a nice blend of seasoning. You don't have to bring out everything in the cabinet. That's unfair to the turkey itself because it has a nice flavor on it. So you want to taste what you're cooking. It's very important. I have another episode about seasoning and things coming up. You're gonna see what my controversial views on that. But this is the seasoning blend, and I'm gonna apply that liberally to this bird after I give it a little bit of an olive oil bath. We're back. I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil all over this guy. This is some good olive oil I use because that's all I had. So when you drizzle it with the olive oil, don't be afraid to get your hands in here. You want to give it some love. Wounds and everybody. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. All right, let's go. Rub them thighs up and everything. Get in there, you know what I'm saying? But this olive oil is going to allow the seasoning to stick. I lost the word a second ago. Flip them over. What you got left on your hand is good. All right, hello. You can cut this crap off or tuck it in, doesn't matter. It'll give a little bit of juices off because it's like that fat. So it doesn't matter what you do with that. And then we're gonna apply the seasoning next. So we got our spice rub. I want you to just want to shake it up and combine it. Just your finger in there. You can use a fork if you want, but I thoroughly enjoy getting involved, getting my hands dirty. What you want to do is keep a dry hand so that the seasoning comes off. You can always try to keep a dry hand and a wet hand if you're doing stuff. A clean hand, dirty hand, something like that. So you can get one hand that really gets involved, and the other hand you can manipulate around the kitchen so that you keep proper sanitation. If you're not going to be popping gloves on and off all the time, which I hate. So anyway, here we go. And what you want to do is liberally season your bird. I'm talking about covering. When you see people who cook on TV and stuff like that, and chefs, when they season from up high like this, it's not like they're not stunting on you like Salt Bay, like whatever. They're not stunting on you. What they're doing is ensuring proper coverage because you're up high and you get to spread it on a larger basis. Because if you're down here, you have to go here, 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 here. So when you get up high, you get a good coverage on all these little parts here. So I have my dry hand, and now I'm gonna have my dirty hand here. I'm gonna touch all the parts here with this little hand. And you wanna get it, you wanna put it in the cavities. You wanna get this seasoning on every passable place because, you know, I don't know how you do, but when I get down on the whole bird, stem to stern, rooter to the tutor, whatever you want to call it. So you want to make sure that your bird is covered. Some of the seasoning will fall off during transportation, during cooking, stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you have a well seasoned outer part of your bird. All right, we're gonna flip it. Great. This is about 22 pounds. This guy. I'm trying to keep my dry hand dry. There we go, we got it. All right, flip her over. It's a monster, right? All right, here we go. We're gonna season your front. Inside your hole. All in there. Yep. Yep. And then the wing kind of, I slip in and out of my Jamaican accent sometimes because when I'm really getting into it, my true selves be coming out. In your wing corner, see in? And then your foot back. That's how we do it. Shout out to all the Jamaican people who hate turkey. You know, eat them dry something that, you know, eat them American bird that. A little bit left, go for broke. Throw it up in the cavity. All right, then we're gonna get all this stuff here that we use for the brine, grab it, and chuck it in here. Don't put stuffing in your turkey. That way lies surely death and salmonella. Because you don't really want something that's uncooked like that you're gonna eat afterwards, soaking up all the uncooked meat. You don't want to do that. Do not use stuffing. You can go the other side and put some more on this side, on the breast side. Put a little garlic in there. Shove it in there. And I nice your eyes. Yeah. Get it up in there. In the cavities. See? Some of the seasoning decided to depart. That's all right, I'm gonna fix it just now. I'm gonna fix it. So we got ourselves a little pretty bird here. And I forgot to tell you about the turkey neck over here. That's mine. That is mine. All mine. So I'm gonna season that up, and then actually I'm gonna put it in a little foil pack, and then I'm gonna roast it right along with the bird. And then later on at some point, or maybe tomorrow, that's all me, that neck bone. So I like to roast the turkey on a rack like this. Keeps the bird up out of the juices so it's not soggy on the bottom, because I love the dark meat that's on the bottom. So what I did is I took this rack, put it in this foil pan, put it in this other kind of pan, because what happens is this, if you put this directly in the foil pan, By the time the juices and the heaviness of the bird gets to this, it's gonna wanna cut a hole in the pan and do all kind of nastiness that you don't really want no part of. So use this pan to stabilize this, and this will catch all the juices. The high size of this pan will catch all the juices that you want. You might want to catch those later on to make gravy and stuff like that. And you don't want the bottom of your bird to be soggy, so you want the heat and the air to get all around, so you can get it. It gets all around with the rack, keeps it up off of the surface, right? So you get a nice evenly done bird. So I'm gonna just transfer this. Yeah, sometimes you gotta forget about the dirty hand, clean hand situation because you got no choice. This is a 22-pound bird, so we got no choice. You gotta get these two dirty and get it up on the rack. So just lift it. Just like that, press side up. And that's great. Oh, a little piece of garlic, get up in there. All right. So I'm gonna cover this for the first part of the roasting so that it doesn't take on too much color and too much dryness, because that's the number one thing with turkey is people complain about, is that it's dry, it's dry, it's dry. If you cook the turkey in a way to make it dry, it's gonna be dry. So the brine is one thing that helps. It's gonna keep the bird moist on the inside. And then the way how you cook, the way how your turkey cooking skill or approach is also gonna help keep this bird moist and delicious. You don't wanna overcook it, and you don't wanna rush cook it on a too high of a temperature. You want to just get it on a nice 325, 350, and let that go. And it's the measurement is supposed to be 15 minutes per pound. So this should go, this is about 20 pounds. It should go about 4.5, between 4.5 and 5 hours. And then also we're going to use a thermometer to gauge the temperature. We're going to use a probe thermometer to gauge the temperature so that we get an accurate read on when to take the bird out before the target temperature, and just let that carry over heat, bring it up to the proper temperature that needs to be 75 degrees. So we'll pull the bird out at about 162 to 165 degrees, and then the carryover heat is gonna bring it up that other 9, 10 degrees, and we're gonna have a delicious bird, all right? Oh, another thing, you want a pretty bird at the end of the thing. So what you want to do is take some of this foil and cover up the wingtips. Just wrap it up. You want your bird nice and presentable. At the end of the day, cover up the wingtips. Cover up the feet. Put a little sock on it, because you want your bird looking spectacular when you bring it to the table. And those little burnt up little wingettes and stuff like that, they don't look very nice. So this guy is ready to go in. Oh, I'm gonna put a little bit more olive oil over so that the foil covering doesn't stick to the skin, because that's a tragedy when you come to take this off later on and it's stuck to the bird, and then you lose a part of your skin, you lose your presentation, everything. You can also, and I would suggest it, put some of the oil. If it ever would come out, I have to get some more oil. Put some oil on the foil. And rub it with a paper towel. That way it doesn't stick. You can also use cooking spray, but I don't have any. Back again. So I make sure I don't mislead you all. I'm covering the bird for this part, but I'm kind of tenting it in that I'm gonna leave parts open. I'm gonna secure it to the pan, secure the foil to the pan, but parts are open here so that heat and air is gonna get in there and circulate. You just don't want the outside of the bird to be done and getting dry while the inside is not getting cooked. You understand? So you want to tent it loosely. Don't bring it down too hard on top of it, so that secure, and it's not gonna drip inside the oven and stuff like that. But you want to make sure that there's definitely places where the air can infiltrate and get in and around your bird. So we're about 2 hours in to this cook. What I'm gonna do, voila, take the foil off. You see that? Let's get in here. Still got all that nice seasoning on top, that nice juicy juices going down to the bottom there. And then what I'm gonna do now is just remove this cover for the remaining about 2 hours. I'm gonna insert my, if I could get my hand on it, and I'm gonna insert my trusty probe thermometer right down into the breast. And it's gonna transmit up to this handy dandy thing. And then it'll let me know when I get to the right temperature to remove this bird. Bird check time. Let's see what's going on. It says 166. We're close. Very close. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah. You see that beautiful color? So for the last couple minutes here, probably gonna have this in for another 10 minutes or so. We can remove the foil from these tips. Yeah. That looks good. Appetizing. That was out of the way. Then what we're gonna do, a little melted butter. And then we're just gonna come in and brush. It's a lacquer. So a little lacquer for this. Just gonna have it looking, tasting great. Just a little butter. Oh yeah. I would say that's a good looking bird. I'm about to take this out and let that carry over heat, bring it up to 175, and then we can actually use the oven to do some other stuff. Cool? Happy Thanksgiving.